Hello everyone. So in this video I'm going to tell you what is system testing in software testing. So in my previous video I have already discussed about what is unit testing and what is integration testing. Now guys, I am going to discuss you what is system testing. Okay. So what I have already told you that first, if I get any software, first we have to do the unit testing. Then when the unit testing will be done, then we will go for the integration testing. And after integration testing, we will go for the system testing. So that means we we don't go for system testing as the very first. First we will do the unit testing, then integration testing, then we will go for the system testing. Now, what is that meaning of system testing? I mean, what is system testing in software testing? So system testing means testing the system as a whole. Okay, so testing the system as a whole. All the module components are integrated in order to verify if the system working as expected or not. That is called system testing. Okay, so system testing is done after integration testing, and for this reason that system testing plays an important role in delivering a high quality product. Okay, so now I am giving you one just very simple example. Okay, let's say suppose we have um, three modules here. Okay, so we have three modules here. Let's say this is the module 1 and this is the module 2. Let's say this is the module 2 and let's say this is the module 3. Okay, so three modules are there, or we can say that this is the module A. Let's say this is the module A and this is the module B. Module B. Okay, and this is what? Module C. Module C. Now that means if an application has three modules, module A, module B and module C, then testing done by the combining the modules A and B, then B and C, and then C and A. Okay, so that is called as a integration testing. When the module A and B, module B and C, module C and A, when we are checking that by integrating this, so that is called as the integration testing. Now, so integrating all of these three modules and testing it as a complete system. Integrating all of these three modules and testing it as a complete system is called a system testing. That means if we call what is system testing, this part, this part, this part, this part, this part, and also this part. Okay, so that is called as a system testing. System testing. So now you guys are very much clear about that. What is system testing? So system testing means basically testing the system as a whole. So all the module components are integrated in order to verify if the system is working as per expected or not. So that is called as a system testing, right? So system testing means how we can say that how customer are testing our software application. How customer are testing our software application. So that is called as system testing. Okay. Now I am coming to the next point. So now we are very much clear about that. What is system testing? What is system testing? Now, what is the next point? I am giving you one very basic example, one example on a real time example. Okay, so real time example of system testing. Now, what is that? How can I give you the one real time example? So let's say Suppose a car manufacturer doesn't produce the car as a whole car. Is that true? Now, each component of the car is manufactured separately, like seat, like wheels, engine, brake, then steering, accelerator, mirror, etc. etc. So, after manufacturing each item, it is tested independently whether it is working as per expected or no, not. So when we are testing independently, that is called as a unit testing, as we have already know that. Now, when each part is assembled with another part, that assembled combination is checked if assembling has not produced any side effect to the functionality of each component and whether both components are working together as per expected or not. That is called as the integration testing. So that is also, we know that. Okay. Now, once all the parts are assembled and the card is ready, so we cannot tell you that actually the car is ready. So we have to do some system testing, like how the whole car need to be checked for different aspects as per the requirement defined. Like if car can be driven smoothly, brakes, gears and other functionalities are working as per expectation, or car doesn't show any sign of tiredness after being driven for, let's say, 1,000 miles continuously. Okay, so color of car is generally accepted and liked. Okay, so car can be driven on any kind of roads like smooth road, rough road, sloppy road, straight road, etc. etc. And this whole effort of testing is called as a system testing, where we are testing whole the system as a single unit. So that is called as a system testing. So now you guys are very much clear about that, what is system testing and how we can compare with the system testing as a real-time example. So if any interviewer is asking you that what is system testing, then obviously you guys are giving this type of example. So there will be a very good impressions of you for you that yes, you know everything about system testing and you have a very depth knowledge about system testing. Okay, so now I am going to the next part. What is that? Why we perform system testing? Why we perform system testing? Why? Is there any needed? Yes, obvious. There is some needed. That's why we perform system testing. First point is that. First point, we can say that it is very important to complete a full test cycle, and system testing is the stage where it is done. If we complete a full test cycle, so one testing that is important, that is the system testing, right? First point. Then what is the second point? Second point, we can say that system testing is performed in an environment that is similar to the production environment. What do you mean by production environment? As of my previous video, I have already told you that in a company, most of time the the software is uh, the software has like any applications has like four environment basically. So one is dev environment where developers are work. One is testing environment where the testing team or internal tester are working, and then one is staging environment where the clients or customer can test, and now last one is the production environment or live environment where anybody can access, anybody can check. That is, we can say that it's a worldwide, we can say that. So mainly four environment are there. So what I'm saying in the second point, why you perform system testing? System testing is performed in an environment that is similar to the production environment, and hence stakeholders can get a good idea of the user reaction. Now who is stakeholder? Let's say client. You can say that client is a stakeholder, right? Now third point, system testing helps to minimize after deployment troubleshootings and support calls. After deployment troubleshooting means what? What is saying that? Means if we do the system testing, that means first we have to do the unit testing, then we have to do the integration testing, then we have to do the system testing. That means we are testing the whole system as a single unit. That means all the functionalities are covered when we are testing that. That means we can say that after deployment, the problem will be less. So that's why we perform the system testing. And the fourth point is that in this STLC stage, application architecture and business requirements both are tested in that system testing. Okay, so that's why we perform system testing. So now you guys are very much clear about what is system testing. Now, one tricky question, one interview question. If some interviewer may ask you that system testing is under black box testing or white box testing. So guys, if you don't know what is black box testing, what is white box testing, so don't worry about that. There will be some separate video for that, what is white box testing and what is black box testing. But in general, for today's lessons, I can say in a very single line that what is black box testing? Black box testing means when we are testing one applications without knowing his internal implementation, internal coding. So that is called a black box testing. That means we are just giving input and we are getting the output. But that whole box is black. That means when we are driving a car, when we are buying a car, we don't know that what exactly functionality is there on that car. We just check that the car steering is working fine or not, the car brakes are working fine or not, the car wheels are working fine or not. So like that, the car mirrors are working fine or not, the horn is working fine or not. So like that. So that is called a black box testing. We are just checking some, giving some input and we are getting some output. We don't know what internal functionalities are there. That is called a black box testing. And what is white box testing? So white box testing means we have to check that internal implementation, internal code. So that is called a white box testing, right? So if interviewer may ask you that system testing is under white box testing or black box testing, so obviously we will tell that system testing can be considered as a black box testing technique. Okay, that means we don't know, I mean, in that technique it doesn't require internal knowledge of any code, whereas the white box testing is required the internal knowledge of the code. So while performing system testing, functional, non-functional, security, performance and many other testing types are covered, and they are tested using a black box testing technique, wherein the input is provided to the system and the output is verified, right? So system internal knowledge is not required. That system testing technique. Okay, that means we are just putting some input and some system testing should be done and we are getting some output. So that is called a system testing. Means suppose like this. So we are just make sure that we are just giving some, let's say this is some system, this is a system. And what is system testing means? So we are just giving some input here and we are getting some output here. So here we are putting some input, here we are putting some input and here we are getting some output. That's all. Okay, so we don't need to check that what exactly is that system is, how the system is behaving, how the system internal structure, we don't know. We just giving some input and we are just getting some output. That is called a system testing. Okay, and that is the concept of also black box testing. So now you guys are very much clear about that. Is system testing is under black box testing or white box testing? Obviously you can say blindly that system testing is under a black box testing technique. Okay, now next point is that we can say that how to perform system testing, how we perform system testing. So it is basically, we can say that it is basically a part of software testing and the test plan should be always contain specific space for this testing, right? So to test the system as a whole, requirement and expectations should be clear, and the tester need to understand the real-time usage of that application too, right? Then we can go for the system testing. If we don't know that what is the requirement, what is the expectations, then we can't go for any type of system testing, because in a system testing we have to test whole the application as a single unit. So we have to hold the system, we have to testing whole the system, right? So we can, so how to perform system testing? First point is that first, the very first step is to create a test plan. First, number one, we can say that create a test plan. Create a test plan. Then number two, create system, create system test cases and script, test case or test script. We have to create system test cases and script. Then we have to prepare some test data. So prepare test data, right? That is the number three. We have to prepare some test data, maybe some positive test data, maybe some negative test data, but we have to prepare some test data. Now after test data, we have to execute the test cases, right? We have to execute the test cases. Now when we are executing the test case, if we got any bug, if we found any bug, so we have to report that bug. We have to report that bug. Whom? Any developer or my team lead, we have to report that bug, and whenever the developer will fix that bug, then we have to retest that bug. Okay, then what is that? Then we have to regression testing. We have to do the regression testing. Also we have to do some regression testing. Now what is regression testing? Let me tell you in a very single way, because there will be some separate video for the regression testing in a very detailed way, but as of now I am giving some easy in a single line that what is regression testing. Suppose there is I'm giving you a very basic example. Suppose, let's say this is one application. Okay, so in that application, let's say two modules are there, module 1 and module 2. Now we have checked that module 1 and module 2, and these two modules are working perfectly fine. Now one new module has come. Let's say module 3 has come for the new development. Now developer developed that. Okay, and now obviously after developing, they will integrate all of these things. Okay, now when the tester will test, then obviously first the tester will check that module 3, and apart from that we are checking the module 3 that is perfectly working fine. That is one thing. And obviously after checking the module 3, we have to check that existing functionality is working perfectly fine or not. Means after adding or after fixing any bug or after adding any new functionality, we have to make sure that our existing functionality there is no impacting. Okay, so that is called as the regression testing, right? So what will be the next step? So the next step will be that regression testing, means to verify the impact of the change in the code. And now what will be done next? So after regression testing, so we have to repeat the test cycle. So after regression testing, if we found any bug, then obviously we have to report that bug, and again we have to retest that bug, then again we have to go for the regression testing. That means we have to repeat that number 4, number 5 and 6, right? So if that is pass, if there is no bug in the regression testing, then obviously we will go for sign off. Sign off means we are giving the green signal that yes, from our end, the system is working perfectly fine. There is no issue. So we can directly push that code or push that application to the production environment, right? So that is the way that how to perform system testing. First we have to create a test plan, then we have to create some system test cases and script, then we have to prepare the test data, then we have to execute the test cases, then we have to report that bug, and if we found any bug after after fixing this bug by the developer, we have to retest that bug. Then we have to go for the regression testing to verify that there is no impacting for the newly added functionality or newly added or newly fixes the issue. The existing functionality is working perfectly fine. So if that is pass, so then we go for the sign up. Means yes, we are giving the green signal that you can directly deploy that code to the live environment or production environment. So that is the way how we perform system testing. So now you guys are very much clear that what is system testing. Okay, now next thing is that there is some types of system testing. So what is the types? There is many more types are there. Let's say one by one. Types of system testing. So lots of types are there. I'm giving you just name for today, and there will be some separate video for all of that types. Like first type, we can say that, let's say smoke testing. Then we can say that second one is the sanity testing. So don't worry, I'll give you one separate video for all of this, so no problem. I'm just telling you some types of system testing. Okay, this sanity testing. Then third one is that stress testing. Then we can say that volume testing. Now next one is that we can say that maintenance testing. Now we can say that compatibility testing. Then we can say that GUI testing. Now we can say that, let's say, ad hoc testing. Now we can say that exploratory testing. Now next we can say that installation testing, and etc. So many more are there. So these are all the types of testing. Means smoke testing, sanity testing, stress testing, volume testing, maintenance testing, compatibility testing, GUI testing, ad hoc testing, exploratory testing, installation testing. So lots of testing types are there. So that is a type of system testing. So I will give you for all of these day by day in separate video, separate tutorial video. So don't worry about that. Okay. So these are the types of system testing. Now we can say that what are the advantages of system testing? So obviously there should be some advantage why we go for the system testing. So what are the advantages of system testing? Advantages. What are the advantages? First, this testing includes end-to-end scenario to test the system. End-to-end scenario means first to last. We are just navigating first node to last node and checking the whole. That is end-to-end testing. So this testing includes a end-to-end scenario to test the system. This is the first point of the first advantage. Second advantage, we can say that this testing is done in the same environment as of the production environment. Means which help us to understand the user perspective and prevent the issues which can occur when the system goes to live or goes to production. So already we have discussed about this. Okay. Now third third advantage, we can say that if this testing is done in a systematic and proper way, so then it would help in mitigating the post production issue. So if we do the system testing in very systematic way, so in the production issue, so post deployment, their issue will be less, right? So in that post deployment we can found less issue. So that will be the great advantage of the system testing. And the fourth one, we can say that the test engineer or the testers do not require more knowledge of programming for this type of testing, because I have already told you that system testing is comes under black box testing. So in the black box testings, we don't worry about what is the internal implementation, what is the internal code structure. Just checking, giving some input, and we are getting some output in a some functional way, non-functional way, right? So fourth point, we can say that the tester do not require more knowledge of programming for this system testing, right? Now next point, next advantage, we can say that it will test the entire product or software, so that we will easily detect the errors or defect which cannot be identified during the unit testing and integration testing. Suppose, as I've already told you that after unit testing, after integration testing, then come to the system testing. So if we missed any issue in the unit testing or integration testing, then obviously in the system testing surely we will found the issue. That means the issue will be less in the after system testing. So when we are updating any code, any functionality to a live or production environment, so issue will be the less, right? Okay, so these are all the, and one more advantage I can say you that it check the, I mean system testing checks the entire functionality of the systems with the different test cases or test scripts, and also it covers the technical and business requirement of the client, because we are testing whole the system, right? We are testing whole the system, so that's why obviously we have to cover the technical and business requirement of the clients. So these are all the advantages of system testing. Now coming to the next one is disadvantages. Disadvantages of system testing. What is the disadvantage of system testing? So that system testing is time consuming process than other testing technique, since it's check the entire product or software, right? Because what system testing definition says that we have to test whole the system, means obviously if we testing whole the system, the time will be more there, right? That's why that system testing is time consuming process than another testing technique, because we have to check the entire or whole product or whole software, right? And number two disadvantage, the cost for this testing will be high, because it covers the testing of entire products. That's why the cost will be high, right? And number three, that is the more important. So system testing needs good debugging tool. Otherwise, the hidden errors will not be found. System testing needs good debugging tool. Otherwise, the hidden errors will not be found. Why? Because I have already told you that system testing comes under black box testing, where we don't know or where we are not checking any internal code. See, think about that. We are checking whole the system. We are checking whole the system. That is system testing. But as we are checking whole the system, but we are not checking the internal code structure. So if there is any problem is that internal code structure or internal implementation, then obviously that will be a more effect in later of days. Maybe there is some big big effect or big cash will be happen in that system. So that's why it needs to good debugging tool, otherwise the hidden errors will not be found. So that is one of the biggest disadvantage of system testing, right? So now you guys are very much, very much clear about that. What is system testing? Obviously, there is real-time example. Just I have already told you. That is one more important thing. And why we perform system testing, how to perform, then what are the types of system testing, what are the advantage, disadvantage. So all things, I am sure that you guys are very much clear. Still, if you have any doubt, just comment me. And if you guys like my video, obviously one thumbs up and subscribe to my channel EduPaat and click on the bell icon so you can get the updates of my videos very fast. So see you in the next videos. Thank you.